Well, I know when, okay, there we go. All right, this is Rebecca Argo with me from Jefferson County Middle School. Still getting used to that. Okay, and may I ask, what is your title?
I am the math instructional coach.
Okay, and what type of degree is required for this position?
Really just a background in education is required. There's no real degree requirement. They are requiring that we have a coaching endorsement, but the only real requirement is that you have a GACE.
Okay. All right, and what are your job responsibilities?
I am responsible for helping plan and observe teachers, particularly math teachers. And I am responsible for providing any coaching they may need to improve their lessons or work with small groups or anything really that we think will have a positive impact on student achievement.
Okay. Let's see. Now, this school year is way different from what it's been in the past. So how are you meeting the needs of your faculty and staff as they were transitioning to remote learning this school year?
Well, I think the biggest thing has been providing professional learning on Google Classroom, because that's been our main platform for our students. So providing professional learning, helping them understand how assigning works, using topics, using the Google platform to their advantages, recognizing how to use Google Slides and set images as backgrounds. So that way students aren't manipulating the work that they're sending out, and using Google Forms for assessments.
Okay. Aren't you Google certified?
I am level 1 and 2.
Okay. And did you feel like that really helped you with providing that professional learning?
I'm not sure if the certification helped so much as the experiences I've had with Google. I think just like most technology, if you're going to be good at it, sure, you can go get certified in it, but you have to be willing to use it and play with it and manipulate it and look for changes in it as well.
Okay. Now, how are you meeting the needs of your students, especially during the remote learning part?
Well, I don't have any students of my own, but in terms of the school, what I'm doing is a lot of taking phone calls from virtual students and either doing Google Meets with them or just talking with them on the phone, and helping them troubleshoot some of the issues they're having at home.
Okay. Do you have to help give those benchmark assessments? I know you had mentioned USA Test Prep earlier. I wasn't, like, we do Dibbles and Dorf. Do you have to help give any of those for middle school?
Well, in a typical school year, I would help give the gloss and ICANN. This year, we decided to only give those to, well, we gave the ICANN to any face-to-face student, but we only gloss tested the special education students so that we could use it for data collection for them. And then with the benchmarks that we've been giving to all students, I created the benchmarks based on grade level standards using USA Test Prep, and their tool that allows them to pre-pull based on the percentages that are provided on the milestones. And then I just help teachers make sure that they're ready to assign them.
Okay. Let's see. Now, have you had an opportunity to influence the technology being implemented this school year?
I would say definitely. When we first realized that we were going to be moving towards remote, I was part of the team that worked together to figure out how virtual learning was going to work. And so we all sat down together and got to discuss what we wanted it to look like and what we felt like were the best methods for our students, and for our teachers in terms of delivery. So I got to have a lot of influence over that.
Okay. Let's see, what do you feel like you contributed the most during those meetings and collaboration?
I think just all the ways that we could use the tools we already have for free through the Google platform to maximize learning, using the videos that we could embed, using the Google Slides to deliver lessons, and embedding voiceovers and YouTube videos within those, and also using Google Forms with conditional questioning for differentiation. So,
Okay. Does your school have a technology committee?
we do. We don't meet regularly, but we combine when we need it.
What kind of things do you do?
Basically, this year it's just been making sure all the technology needs are met by our virtual learners, making sure that they have the tools and resources, coming up with a new plan for our Chromebooks, because it used to be that students shared Chromebooks and now we don't share materials. So making sure that everyone had a Chromebook and what we wanted the forms to look like for parents in terms of student responsibility.
Okay. Let's see. Now, how are those technology decisions made? Like who made the choice of getting those newer Chromebooks?
That was through a grant that we were given. The county had written a grant proposal, and then there were funds. And since we were getting new Chromebooks anyway, we went ahead and upgraded to the most recent version, which is the touchscreen.
Being a lead teacher, do you see the needs of some of the teachers, and then maybe you talk to principal or somebody about maybe other ways to bring in technology?
Definitely. I mean, a lot of our teachers come to us with platforms that they are curious about or that they have been using and feel like work well, and we either explore those further, or we set up professional learning and let those teachers lead that professional learning. If enough teachers have interest in platforms that we need to pay for, then we coordinate that. We set up the meetings with the companies and get the price quotes and all that, and try to get it set up for teachers so that it's just ready for rollout by the time we get it.
Okay. Now, would you know if your school has a budget for the technology needs?
I do not know if there's a specific technology budget.
Okay.
I know that we have budgets for resources and things like that, and a lot of those resources have been technology this year, but I don't know if there's one specifically for technology.
Okay. Now, what is the best part of your job?
The woman in the background. If I did not have someone to do it with and bounce ideas off of, and a good team up here in the front office to bounce ideas off of, and people who were receptive, teachers who weren't afraid to come and talk, I think just the open lines of communication in general make it a lot easier for everyone.
Okay. Now, what's the most challenging part?
COVID. COVID. It's made it hard to get in classrooms and do observations. It's made it hard to do some coaching, because I know some of our teachers have interest in small groups and differentiation, and those are the things they want help with, but we're trying not to have students in small groups. So COVID has definitely made it more difficult, especially with contact tracing and everything else that it involves.
Okay. Now, how did you use what you learned when you were going to get your master's in instructional technology? How did you apply that into your classroom before you became a lead teacher?
I integrated a lot of what I had learned through the Google platform and Google Sites. I learned about setting up kind of self-sufficient classrooms a lot when I was in the technology program. So that was how I wanted my classroom to run. I just wanted to be able to focus on one small group at a time and have my other groups kind of as self-functioning groups. And so a lot of what I learned, that's how I put it into place.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Now, I look forward to learning more from you as the time goes on.
I look forward to learning from you too.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.